entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Just stand hitch, Scissorbill. Nobody gets hurt. You know what we're after now. You just take it easy.
Why, you pesky varmint.
Crazy old coot. Go get some water. We gotta bring him to and make him talk.
Canteen full.
Of course your applications are good, fellas, good as gold. But the Grubstake Bank is closed until Scissorbill brings in more nuggets. I'm sorry. You'll just have to be patient.
Hard work giving away Scissorbill's money, huh?
Yes, and answering questions. Now the miners can't understand why the regular bank won't make a deal like giving away money.
So kind-hearted Annie adds to her problems and acts as banker for Scissorbill. No, I never thought he'd hit it big. World's worst prospector.
And stubbornest.
20 years without a strike. And then...
You know, it was hard enough passing out these grubstakes to all of his friends. But then he had to go and put those ads in the Denver paper.
There's another batch of mail, Annie.
Oh, no. Is that all of it?
It's all I could carry.
Well, all I can say is, Scissorbill's claim better be mighty rich.
Ándale, caballo, pronto, hombre. Ándale, hombre. Que vengo con prisa, hombre. Ándale, hombre. Pronto, hombre. Qué bueno. Tanto cuidado que tengo contigo, hombre. Qué bruto. Señor Sheriff, señorita Annie, please, come muy pronto.
Sheriff's not here.
What's wrong?
Dos hombres agarraron a mi compadre y le dieron...
Whoa, slow down. Say it in English.
Two men, they grabbed Scissorbill. They want to steal gold.
Where?
At our camp in the hills.
Tagg, you stay here.
I'll guard the bank.
It's pretty important.
Andres, pronto, vamos, que le dieron a mi compadre, pobrecito. Ande.
For the last time, where's that claim? All right. You asked for it.
Shoot me and you'll never find it.
Won't do you much good either. Dead.
Is he hurt, señorita?
No, I think he's all right. Get these ropes untied. He's just fainted.
Thanks, Annie. I'm all right now. It takes a whole lot to kill a old desert rat like me.
Who were they? Did you ever see them before?
No. They're a couple of strangers. I wonder how they heard about my claim.
Everybody's heard about it after all those ads you put in the paper.
Oh, I forgot. Did we get any answers?
Did we get any answers? Enough to keep the post office working overtime and enough to keep you mining gold for 100 years. As of now, the bank is busted.
Maybe not. Show her, Fernando.
Good thing how I was carrying this.
They cut off the trail somewhere. I lost him. You all right, Scissorbill?
Sure. Let's get into town, open up the bank.
I might have known something like this was bound to happen.
Oh, don't worry, Miss Middleton. Annie and Lofty will save him. You'll see.
Hello, Felicity.
How are you, Annie?
Well, I'll be a sawed-off Scissorbill, Felicity Middleton. I never expected to find you here.
Oh, thank heaven you're safe, Scissorbill.
Thanks to my friends.
Maybe you better give up that Grubstake bank. It's too dangerous.
Not by a long shot. Not when things are going good. No varmints are going to scare me.
Well, good for you. Oh, my name is Arthur Berkeley. I'm a writer. Used to be on the staff of the Mining Journal.
He's going to use some of my pictures to illustrate his article.
What article?
About you and your Grubstake bank. I read your ad in the Denver papers.
You see?
An old-timer striking at rich who wants to help other old prospectors like himself. Great human interest angle.
Come on, Hernando.
Oh, please talk to Mr. Berkeley. I promised him you would, so he'd use my drawings. I've dreamed all my life of seeing my pictures in one of those big magazines.
Well, I'm going down to cash in on my nugget at the government office. You can come along if you're a mind to.
Well, fine. We can talk on the way. Nice to meet you all, and thank you, Mrs. Middleton.
What a nice young man.
Have you known him long?
He came to see me yesterday, asked about Scissorbill. He'd heard that we were friends on account of my late husband, Hank.
Oh, I see.
I was working on one of my paintings when he called. And was he ever enthusiastic? That's when he said he'd use them in his article.
Well, if you introduced him to Scissorbill.
That's right. Oh, I'm forgetting about the time. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye, Lofty.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Bye.
What do you think?
Well, Felicity? She's harmless.
About Berkeley.
Now, what is it you don't like about him?
Well, Lofty, you know Felicity's paintings. They're pretty bad.
Well, that's true. All right, if it'll make you feel better, I'll send a telegram to... Where was it he said he worked?
The Mining Journal.
You sure struck a rich bonanza, Scissorbill.
Yes, sirree. And people around here were saying I never would strike it big. But I fooled them this time, didn't I, Mr. Darrell?
You sure did. Say, by the way, when are you going to register your claim?
Register?
You mean you haven't filed this claim yet?
No.
Well, wait a minute, Scissorbill. Here. Here's an official form for filing your claim. You better take care of it right away.
Well, I hadn't figured on filing it. Then everybody would know where it was. And I'd be combing desert rats and claim jumpers out of my hair.
Well, if you don't file a claim, people are going to say you've been stealing all this gold. Suppose something should happen to you. What would become of your Grubstake bank?
Huh. Well, I reckon I better file it. Yeah, I'll file on it.
Well, if you need any help surveying it and marking it, I'd be glad to go along. I've had a lot of experience.
No. And I knowing me can manage it, and I figure that the fewer that know about this, the better off we are. Thank you, Mr. Darrell.
You're welcome. Suspicious old coot, isn't he?
Funny-looking nuggets, aren't they?
What do you mean?
I've heard about sunburned gold.
You mean darkened with iron oxides?
I'd heard it was pretty rare. Do you get much of it around here?
No, I don't. I can't recall any exactly like these.
Way to get your steak, friends. There's plenty for everybody.
You sure he's heading for his claim?
I said I took care of that. I scared him into it. Now, this time, don't miss. We want that gold.
I don't like murdering him.
You know any other way to grab his claim? Now get going.
You finish this one and I'll mark the other corner.
¿Está bien?
So you see, we just got to have $75 for our grubstake to prove our claim. Yours truly, Lonesome Parson and Mesquite Mitchell. P.S. God bless you.
Here, Tagg. Mail these for me, will you?
Sure, sis.
Oh, so that's the way the bank operates. Wonderful.
As long as Scissorbill's claim holds out.
These grubstakes, don't they have to be paid back?
Oh, sure. Whenever a prospector hits, well, he deposits enough money in the bank to help others the same as he was helped.
Now, you can close up shop, Annie.
Why?
Well, looks like Scissorbill's been giving away somebody else's money. Tell them, Mr. Darrell.
Well, it was Mr. Berkeley that started me thinking. Remember when you remarked about the funny colored nuggets that Scissorbill brought in?
Oh, that's right.
Funny color?
Yes. Darkened by iron oxides. What we assayers call sunburned gold. It's very unusual. Out of hundreds of samples that I examined, there was only one other just like it. This one.
Hank Middleton.
Felicity's husband.
Hank brought this sample in just before he died. If he had a claim, he never had a chance to file it.
Lofty, you don't think Scissorbill stole Hank's claim?
I'm afraid it all adds up, Annie. All those years, Scissorbill didn't hit a thing. And he gets real friendly with Hank's widow. Next thing you know, he starts bringing in one big fistful of nuggets after another.
That doesn't make sense. Why would he steal a claim and then give the gold away?
Conscience, maybe. Anyway, the Grubstake bank's closed. At least until we find Scissorbill and get a mighty good explanation.
May we keep those, Mr. Darrell?
If it's necessary.
Do you mind if I go along? This is becoming quite a story.
I guess not.
Their trail, all right. Plain as day.
Look.
Hasta la vista, compadre.
Whose grave is this?
That's my compadre Scissorbill, senor.
Scissorbill's dead?
Si, señorita. Claim jumpers. They shot him from over there.
Then this is Scissorbill's gold claim.
There is no gold here, senor. Scissorbill was afraid somebody wanted to steal his mine. This one is only a, how do you say it?
A decoy?
Right, eso.
I told you that trail was too plain.
But you know where he did get his gold.
Scissorbill never wanted me to say it, senor.
Lofty, you'd better arrest him.
What for?
For the murder of Scissorbill Childers.
But the claim jumper, señorita?
He's only saying that to cover up for himself. Since Scissorbill's dead, he's the only one that knows where the claim is, and he can steal it for himself.
Oh, Annie, I think you're wrong. I've known Hernando a long time.
I've known him for a long time, too, Lofty, but we can't let that influence us.
Pero eso no es justo, señorita. ¿Cómo me van a arrestar?
All right, you're under arrest. Get on your horse.
If you want me, I'll be at the hotel. Annie, would you open the cell, please?
All right, Lofty.
happened?
Well, Annie thinks he murdered Scissorbill.
No, señor, eso no es verdad, señor.
Gosh, Scissorbill's dead?
You're making a great mistake, señor.
I'll talk to Annie about it. It's her idea, not mine.
What have you got there?
It's a telegram for Lofty. Here.
That's from the mining journal. This ought to show your sister.
So Berkeley's on the level. He worked on the staff up until a couple of months ago.
You know, I hate to say, I told you so.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Oh, come on now, Annie. If you could be wrong about Berkeley, you could be wrong about Hernando, too, couldn't you? Suppose I just let him out.
Do you still want to keep our date for Saturday night?
Yeah, sure. What's that got to do with it?
Well, unless we get this case cleared up by then.
Uh-huh, I see. Woman's intuition, bribery, and he stays where he is.
Tagg, this is going to go pretty hard on Felicity. Maybe you better ride out there and keep her company until I get there.
All right, Annie.
Oh, listen. Don't say anything about Scissorbill. Understand?
Sure.
Come in. Well, I was wondering how long it'd take you two to get here.
Went off without a hitch. Here's the legal description to Scissorbill's claim. Now all we gotta do is file on it and we're rich.
What's the idea?
You fell for it, just the way he wanted you to.
Fell for what?
That claim was a decoy, a fake. Why do you think he made it so easy for you to trail him?
And with Scissorbill dead, we'll never find that claim.
What about the Mexican?
Hernando's in jail, charged with Scissorbill's murder.
Well, that's a break.
And we're gonna leave it that way. If we tried to go near him in jail, they might figure out who really did kill Scissorbill.
Well, we're licked. Nobody could possibly know where Scissorbill's claim is.
Yeah. Unless
what?
something I heard today. It's just a hunch, but if I'm right, maybe we're back in business. Let's call on Felicity Middleton.
Scissorbill! You suspected this, didn't you, when you had me arrest Hernando?
Woman's intuition.
Oh, come on now.
Well, Hernando was in such an all-fired hurry to bury him. But why way out there on the desert?
I figured that's the only way to get rid of those claim jumpers. Get them off of my neck. To make them think that I was dead. I didn't guess you'd arrest Hernando.
We just used him as bait. It was the only way in the world to get you in here.
You see, I'm not guilty. Will you let me out now, please?
In a minute. What really did happen to you?
Well, some hombre plugged me through the shoulder, and when I went down, I pretended to be dead until he was gone. And then I decided to stay that way, because that's the only way I could protect my claim.
Are you sure it wasn't Felicity's claim you were protecting?
How did you guess?
Please, will you let me out now, please?
In a minute. And you admit you were stealing from her.
I don't admit anything of the kind. She gave me those nuggets.
Oh, you don't expect us to believe that.
Why would she do that, Scissorbill?
Well, Felicity had always known how anxious I was to strike it rich, after people had laughed at me for so long. So she told me that I could pretend that I'd hit a bonanza, and she would give me the gold from Hank's secret mine that he'd left her.
And the Grubstake Bank, was that her idea?
No, Hank's. It was his last wish. But she was afraid to go through with it.
Why?
Well, you know how Felicity is. She's so timid. And she was afraid that everybody was going to try to swindle her and find where Hank's secret mine was. So she made a deal with me.
You tell everyone that you struck it rich.
Yes.
Only you used the gold for the Grubstake Bank.
Yes.
I think he's telling the truth, Lofty.
And that's the reason that I couldn't file on my claim when that writer fella said that I should do so.
Writer fella? You mean Berkeley?
Yeah.
You still suspect him, Annie, even after that wire?
He could have been fired from the journal. They wouldn't have put that in the telegram. And there's another thing, Lofty. He was here when that assayer man told us about Hank Middleton's gold sample.
Yeah. If he should guess that Scissorbill's claim and Hank Middleton's were one and the same, we better get out to Felicity's and fast.
I'm going along, too.
Hey, wait for me. I'm innocent. Por favor, sáquenme de aquí, hombre. ¡Ah, qué chihuahua, hombre! ¡Qué...
You two keep out of sight.
Yeah, we know.
Why, Mr. Berkeley, how nice to see you. Well, what brings you way out here?
Something pretty serious, I'm afraid. I want to keep you from being robbed.
Robbed? Of what, my paintings?
No, your husband's gold claim. He did have one, didn't he?
Well, I don't know how you found out about it, but who's trying to steal it?
Your friend, Scissorbill.
Scissorbill? Why, how could he... How would he? But I don't understand. Oh, I'm so confused.
Well, that's why I'm here. I think the best thing for you to do is to file your claim at once. Now, if you'll just give me the legal description.
Cover him while I tie him up with these old paint rags.
Well, Tagg, what's the idea?
He's a crook and he's trying to steal your claim. Because he knows Scissorbill's dead.
Dead?
All right, we're through playing games, Felicity. Now, either you hand over that gold claim or it'll go hard on you and the kid. Which is it?
Well, it's all there in that chest. The gold and Hank's papers and everything. Take everything.
Well, now you're making sense. Open it.
That sounded like it came from Felicity's place. Come on.
Gold nuggets.
These are what we want. Let me have that. Take a look outside.
Annie Oakley and that deputy.
Scissorbill, you're alive, thank heaven.
Well, I'll be a sawed-off Scissorbill.
Need any help in here?
Looks like the situation's well in hand. How about those other two?
Oh, they're not going to bother anybody for a long time.
Well, we're going to have a little trouble getting him out of here. Thank you. Would you sign right here, please, and also over there?
So Felicity got Scissorbill hogtied, huh?
And he finally got his gold claim by marrying one. Here you are. Hello. Would you sign here, please, and also there?
A letter from the Mining Journal explained why they fired Berkeley. He was using his position to get information for gold swindles.
And with Felicity's claim legally assigned to the Grubstake mine, nobody will ever be able to close it. There you are. Could you sign here, please, and also over there? Tagg Oakley. What in the world are you doing?
Oh, nothing. I was hungry and like everybody else wanted a grubstake from the bank.
Just a minute, young man. Suppose you just step into the waiting room while I investigate your case.
But Annie!
Lofty, don't you think you'd better lock it up? I feel kind of a draft around here.
Annie, you
now,
just can't
about
do
that
this to
Grubstake
me.
claim.
Annie,
You know, I think we really ought to
please,
investigate
Annie,
the
let me
people
out.
more.
We're going to have to be careful.